This is the story of Gohan. In the latest chapter of Dragon Ball Super, it begins with Gohan showing up. Most of this chapter is actually just Gohan, so for anyone who likes seeing Gohan in action, this was made for you, taking it all the way back to the days of Super Saiyan 2. In his teenage years, Gohan is fighting 7-3, one of Moro's strongest soldiers, and he is tearing him apart, and I thought this would happen because in the manga version of Dragon Ball Super, Toyotaro has made Gohan incredibly strong. He was on par with Kefla back in the Tournament of Power. So naturally, in the manga version of the story, Gohan comes in and he is winning. 7-3 has all the powers of Piccolo, however Gohan gets behind him and puts two fingers on his back and sends him flying into the side of a mountain. The reason that Gohan is doing such a good job at the moment is because 7-3 has absorbed all of Piccolo's power. Gohan knows Piccolo's moveset better than just about anybody, so that's why he's doing so well against 7-3. 7-3 gets back up and he really does try to go all out. He uses Piccolo's growth technique, but even that isn't enough to stop Gohan. He flies right up into his face and kicks him right in the chin. He circles around to the back of his knees, shoots them with Ki Blast, and then finally goes in for the finishing technique, a Kamehameha wave right to the face. However, right before Gohan gets off this Kamehameha wave, 7-3 shrinks back down to normal size, and you can see from the crystal in his head it shifts from Piccolo's techniques to Moro's. As Gohan's Kamehameha is zooming towards his face, 7-3 eats it. He takes it head on, and in a very similar situation to when Android 19 absorbed Goku's Kamehameha wave, 7-3 has just grown what looks like 100 times in power. It's explained that Moro gave this guy a bit of his power, so that's how he was able to absorb Gohan's Kamehameha wave, and now when Gohan goes in for any kind of attack, 7-3 just bats him away. So that's where Gohan's fight ends, and the winner of this conflict on Earth at the moment is 7-3 and Moro's team. Simultaneously, while this is all happening, Moro is watching from his spaceship, and you've got to remember that Moro is 10 million years old, so what he's looking at is the modern day Earth, and he is just shocked that there are even people of this power on Earth, that being Gohan and Piccolo. He says Earth 10 million years ago was a planet of just mere monkeys. They've evolved quite a bit since then, and they sure have. As he continues to watch on, Krillin eventually mentions that you won't get away with this because Goku and Vegeta are training 10,000 times harder than anybody ever possibly could to beat you. And this actually gets Moro very interested. He says, if those two are still alive and training, they will deliver me a far greater energy if I can only wait a bit. And so that's what he decides to do. He tells his men on Earth to retreat and wait for Goku and Vegeta to return. That way, Moro's thinking he'll get the most out of his trip to Earth by absorbing Goku and Vegeta once they've fully trained. They're saying Moro will arrive in about 20 days, so for the next 20 days, do whatever you need to do, get ready because Moro will be there, and if Moro's at your planet, there's a good chance he's going to eat it. So that is the Moro side of the story, but it then switches back into Merus' hyperbolic time chamber where he's training Goku in Ultra Instinct. Goku now knows that he's got a limited amount of time to master Ultra Instinct, which, if you think about it, really shouldn't be a problem for him because in the Tournament of Power, he had 48 minutes and he did it pretty, not easily, but he did do it in 48 minutes. But now, in the hyperbolic time chamber, he's got around 6 months of non-stop training with this angel Merus. They're not really showing Goku and Merus' training sessions, they're more showing the outside world and how Moro's developing and Gohan, the side characters. But what Goku and Merus are doing in this time chamber is probably the most impactful thing on the series right now. If Goku comes out of this mastering Ultra Instinct, being able to tap it on like a switch, then he will be untouchable. So I don't think that's what's going to happen. What I think is going to happen is, while Goku and Merus are training in what they think is a secret dimension that only they can access, out of nowhere I can see a small portal opening up, and coming out of this portal will be the Grand Priest and Whis, confronting Merus about what he's doing in Universe 7 and what his real intentions are, being an angel and not being neutral. That's what the end of this chapter all leads up to. Merus is in big trouble and the Grand Priest and Whis look like they're about to confront him over it. Anyway, that was absolutely everything to come out of the latest chapter of Dragon Ball Super. This arc is looking like it's going to be fairly long. It's been going on all year, month by month, and it doesn't look anywhere near the end, so each chapter I think it gets more interesting, but let me know what you think. I want to thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next Dragon Ball video.